Look what we have here. A LuckyMiner LG07. You might be like, what in the world is this thing? Exactly. Totally understand where you're coming from. That is where I actually came not too long ago. I was like, what in the world is this thing? So, what is this? And why would you buy it? Or who's it for? So, this is the LuckyMiner LG07. This is a Solo Dogecoin Scrypt miner. And I would highly consider this a budget Dogecoin miner, to be honest with you. This is like, you want to get into the space, you kind of want to play that Dogecoin lottery, you don't want to spend a ton of money. I think this is perfect for you, especially somebody new looking to test the waters and don't really want to break the bank. So let's get this opened up. All right, let's get this opened up. Huge shout out to the team over at LuckyMinerClub.com for sending this over to us for today's video and review. They didn't ask me to be biased in any way, didn't ask me to say certain things or not say certain things, just sent it over for a good old honest review. So I thought, hey, let's do it. Why not? I love to do kind of some of these kind of these budget miner videos, especially for so many new people stepping in this space that don't have a ton of money to invest, but still want to participate and still want to learn. All right, so let's open this up here. Got a little manual, LG07 product manual. Might have to reference this as I have not set up any of these lucky miners before. Let's take that off. Look at that. Heck yeah. This is actually smaller than I expected, but this is slick. Look at that. All right, so let's pull the items out first. We got our power cable and the miner itself. Let's get everything else over here out of the way. All right, so let's take a look here. So, small little unit. I like the fact just normal screws here if we ever need to get in there and do anything with it. Looks like a small, most likely an intake fan. Yep, looks like an intake fan on this side. Most likely exhaust on this side. Just a guess though. We do have a screen. Remove screen protector before use. Is there actually a screen protector on here? Oh, yep, there is. Real small. There we go. And we'll take off that sticker while we're at it. Come on. Get off of there. Now, they do sell, Lucky Miner Club does sell a variety of different makes, different, algorithms, different miners out there for Doge and Bitcoin and some others out there too. So make sure you guys go over and check them out. Nothing on the top, just a little design, little sticker on the bottom here. Not sure if you guys can fully see that. LG07 hash rate, 11 mega hash. It's like nothing. It's perfect. That's a nice little itty bitty miner. I imagine the watts are very low. Yeah, it says right there. Power consumption 12 watts. That's great. Like simple, basic, easy. This reminds me of some of those like USB solo Bitcoin miners. Just barely any hash rate, but just enough to participate and enough to have some fun with. That is cool. And then we have our power cable here. I like the fact that this is not a cheap little connection. It actually is kind of that gold plated there. That is actually pretty slick. Here's our power cable, and we'll get that plugged in just like that. All right, so what's next for me? So I'm going to take a look at this product manual. As I said, I have not set this up before. Let me get it set up and give you guys a quick rundown. All right, well, that was super simple. So we've been up and mining for, 15 minutes or so now. That was really easy. So when you first go ahead and power this up, it actually tells you right on the screen to connect to the Lucky Miner wireless. So I just took out my cell phone, connected to that wireless. And then if it doesn't automatically pop up for you guys, I'll put the IP address. Just go to 192.168.4.1 and bam, you can go ahead and load up the web interface, which I'll show you guys that in a minute, and connect it to your home wireless. And that's kind of how far we got so far, and I'll show you guys how I set it up. But yeah, that's it. This is simple and easy. And if you're curious, it's only using 10.3 watts. So it's like barely anything, which is fantastic. Reminds me of these little guys up here. These little solo Bitcoin miners. Very similar to that. So that being said, some few things to look at. I found here in the manual mining modes, you can do all different modes, including different pool mining modes, as well as solo. We're going to talk about pool mining here in a minute. On top of that, these are all the different mineable coins. So if you wanted to solo mine some of the other Scrypt mineable coins. There's a lot out there, and you have lots of different options. So if you're looking to kind of spec mine a few different solo coins out there, this might be a fantastic option for you. Before we jump over to the computer, because we have a lot to talk about, team over at LuckyMinerClub.com sent us a second unit to give away in today's video. So a huge shout out to them. Thank you for supporting the hobbyist miner community. I am giving this away in the next 2 weeks to one of you guys. How do you enter the giveaway? Simple and easy. So I pulled these out of my attic more recently. We have a variety of different original Nintendo games. And I know some of you guys are in your 30s, 40s, 50s and up that watch the channel. Comment down below. What was your favorite original Nintendo game? If you didn't have one because that's too old for you and you were born in the last, 20 years or less, then comment on one that you know of or even any of these that you guys see there. Anyways, in 2 weeks, I will pick one winner and I will ship this anywhere in the world and cover the upfront initial shipping. All right, let's jump over to the computer. All right. So we are over on LuckyMinerClub.com. I'll leave a link directly down below. And we have a discount code too, if you guys are interested in picking one of these up. So anyways, over on their website, if you guys have never heard of LuckyMinerClub.com, at least a newer company for me, you could come over here and go to products and you can see they have a variety of different of these solo miners out there. Not only do they have the LG series, which is more for Scrypt, but then they have a boatload of different LV series, all that are solo Bitcoin miners. Now, something to take a look at. Here is the LG07. This is the unit that I actually have behind me here. You can pick from different plugs, US, Australia, and Europe. So pick the one that's best for you. And you can go ahead and pick this up. It's only $149. As I said, I do have a discount code, so I'll put that directly down below if you guys are interested in picking up one of these. Now, we're going to take a look at pool mining and we're going to look at solo mining as well with this, because something I want to make sure I'm straightforward about with this miner is that this is a solo Dogecoin Scrypt miner. What does that mean? That means that you plug this in, you mine with this, it only uses 10 watts from what we've seen. So if you're thinking you're going to buy this and be rich in the next week, that is not the case. That's not how this works. You're spending $149 to play the Scrypt or Dogecoin lottery, kind of like a traditional lottery, but with solo mining. And there's a chance, a very, very, very small chance that you do go ahead and hit a block and walk away with something like, I think it's like $2,000 is where it really comes in with. I think it's like 10,000 of the coin or whatever. But anyways, that being said, I want to kind of put that PSA out there because of the fact that there's too many people, I think, that look at mining or find YouTube videos and think that they're going to get rich off of a $149 miner. This is a great desk piece, a good talking piece, something to put at the office. I mean, it uses 10 watts, guys, something fun to follow along with. This is absolutely not something you're going to buy to make money. Do I think you're going to hit a Scrypt block? Probably not, no, especially with the hash rate, but there's always that chance. And that's what I want to be honest and transparent about with this miner. So when we load up the actual interface of this miner here, let's start off on dashboard. Right now we're at 12.35 mega hash. It is advertised at 11, so we're doing pretty dang good. Now, this interface may look very familiar to you. This is very similar and almost identical to what we see with the BitAxe units. My understanding is LuckyMiner has taken those units and taken that firmware and repurposed it here. Now, I don't know all the details, but repurposed it, rebranded it as their own with LuckyMiner. So taking it from a open source firmware and turned it into a closed source, kind of private firmware with these miners. So we've been up and mining, a lot of great information over here. If we go over to network, that's where you would set up your network. First thing I always do there. Now, if we go to settings though, I want to show you guys, I'm solo mining on this on Via BTC. So I put in all the information. So if we go over to Via BTC, if you've ever used Via BTC, great platform, I do recommend it. The one thing you have to do is when you are over here, you have to go to mining settings in the upper right-hand corner. And then under LTC pool, they have an LTC Scrypt pool. You hit change and you change this over to solo. And that's going to go ahead and swap everything over for solo mining. You have to do that on a pool level. when you're using via BTC. I've done this in the past and it's worked out really, really well. Now, let's take a look at a few things here, because you may buy this and say, okay, I'm just going to pool mine, which if you guys aren't familiar, pool mining is you mine and get rewarded for your effort, which is your hash rate, versus solo mining is kind of like playing that lottery. Pool mining, I don't recommend. And here's why. If we come over here to what to mine. All right. So just to make sure we get this accurate here, this unit is 11 mega hash. So that's 0.011. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go over here. We're going to paste that in. And then I'm going to put watts at the wall at 10.3 because that's what I'm seeing at watts at the wall, not necessarily the advertiser, which is 12. Now I'm going to put our electric rate at like 15 cents. Not that it's going to matter here with that. And I'm going to hit calculate. And what that's going to tell you is this model before electric cost earns 1 cent a day. Electric is 4 cents a day, and you're earning -3 cents a day. So very clear and simple to understand the fact that pool mining with this unit is not going to profit you anything crazy. Now, most likely, if you're going to run this, you're not going to worry about anything like paying the electric on it at 10 cents because it's so dang cheap. And if you're curious on the reward side, because I don't think we put enough attention on that, you're getting about half a Dogecoin a day with this miner. Some people might not care. They might just want to plug it in, set it, forget it, and check on it every few months and just let it run for eternity. Go for it. Nothing wrong with that. But let's look at like the solo side of this, because that's where I think this really appeals to people. So I'm going to go over to solochance.org. We have Dogecoin, mega hash, and 11. Hit calculate. Now, as we talked about, this hash rate is very, very low. 11 mega hash. Give you an idea, our L7 is about 9 gigahash, and our L7 or L9 is 17 gigahash. This thing is like one of those little USB miners that I showed you. It's putting out barely any hash rate at all, any horsepower if you look at it. So you can see here your chances are insane to hit a block. One in a, what is this? I didn't even try to break this down looking at this ahead of time. That's a lot. Let's see, 248 million chance. To kind of break that down per hour per day. Per hour, you got 4 million chance. Yep, is that what I'm looking at here? Yep, 4 million chance. Per day, 172,000. 1 in 172,000 chance. Per week, 1 in 24,621. Per month, 1 in 5,745. And per year, 1 in 479 chance. So your chances are insanely small, but I think this is a very cool device. I'm going to run this back here behind me with my bit axes and have a lot of fun with this miner. As I said before, and as I kind of put out there as a disclaimer, is this going to make you rich? Are you going to be super profitable with this? No. There's a reason it's $149 and not $17,000. This miner, in my eyes, is built for solo mining. It's a great talking piece. It's a lot of fun. And so I think this is awesome from the team over at LuckyMiner. So if you guys are interested, I will put a link to this directly down below. I will also list a discount code out there as well. And I would love your guys to go ahead and enter the giveaway for earning one of these with the LG07. And the avenue to do that, once again, is to post directly down below what was your favorite original Nintendo game. I'll pick one winner in 2 weeks, and thanks to the team over at LuckyMinerClub.com, I will ship this out to one lucky winner. Thanks again to LuckyMinerClub.com for sending this to me today for today's review. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.